good weekend?
No.
No.
There's so many people over.
Oh yeah, Vibhur Swami's here.
Yeah.
Do you guys have?
We have 3 bedrooms.
And then have you been? Are there activities, or do you just hang out in the house?
No, we go out.
Yeah.
There's stuff planned. Oh, it goes with the flow.
Yes. What do they do when you guys are here or work?
Their own thing.
Okay, nice.
Either they go out or they're at home. It's just up to them.
Yeah. Great. Always helpful.
Yes.
This looks great. This looks
This is
great.
like one person job.
I
so
know.
it's
We'll
gonna
leave
take
it.
some time.
Okay. We'll leave it till the end. Are you doing Dancer Pros the whole month? What's your class next week?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
To kind of, so that I also get a little confidence by the end of this one that, I can do it in different ways.
Yes.
I had a question. I remember initially when you did dancers, if you did pyramid to lunge, is it like a general thing to kind of do it for the spinal movement or what? Like,
Meaning, like coming from pyramid with the front knee bend and then straighten the leg. I like to do that one because, especially early, my logic is it helps create breath and movement together. It helps find new sensation in the hamstring. And then if we're moving towards dancer pose and you're doing that hop, from lunge to hop up, it helps build the confidence in that front leg. So that's my logic behind it. But there's no, if you...
thinking what was like, what you had in mind.
I like to do it in the very beginning. Hello? Okay. In the very beginning, what I've noticed, maybe in the past year that I've been doing more and more, is, after the warm-ups, after Surya Namaskars, I like to do the step back from forward fold because it gives a lot of access to people that they can take that option. And then I like to do either the twists this way or the straighten the front leg, usually with 3 or 4 breaths, because I find when I practice, it's still a little early for me to hold something for a long time. So that's my only logic behind it. But you can definitely just
I
start.
was just trying to do things and see how people react to it and how,
Yeah.
it's much better than last time.
Yay, good. Good. Yeah, you can also work towards, there's Natarajasana on the floor. You can do the bowing one. There's so many variations of it, which will be great. So good. If there's anything that you're thinking of, if it's of help, I can always, next week or the weeks after, you can mention it to me and I can try and teach it in class and see if it works.
Yeah.
And then you can use that and take it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I was thinking of, because I like to practice a half moon.
Yes.
With the block, it's like really nice.
Yes.
I was thinking how to kind of introduce it. Is it like, in the morning I feel it's not that bad. It'll work.
It'll work so well. And it's a open level class.
Yeah.
So you can do all of the offerings of, 75 minutes. If you want to do it workshop style, you can bring people to the wall.
Yeah.
You've done that one
Yeah,
before.
I've done that.
Either back foot on the wall or like leaning all the way against the wall, just to see and feel the difference. But I was at same brainwave. I was thinking of doing half moon today in the thigh stretch, and in fact, the way I like to sequence, I was thinking of sequencing that today, starting lying on your back and doing the half moons on your back and then building up. So we can try those. Great. Same wavelength. Hi, Fran.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. We just finished teacher training yesterday.
Oh, done now.
Done now.
For the summer?
For the summer. They just have their 10-page exam to turn in.
Okay, then.
But done the teaching portion.
Oh, good.
So some weekends back. Yeah.
Yeah, you're free for this. Going.
In July, I'm going to Fire Island for a week.
What island?
Fire Island.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my friends rent a house there every year and I'll be tacking on with them. And then in August, I got into a week-long quilting retreat in Maine.
Oh, fun.
I know, I've never done anything. I've been quilting for so long, but I've never quilted with other people.
Oh, that's a week.
And so it's it's like an hour away from Portland, Maine, which is where my cousin stays.
Oh, good.
And it's in a cabin and I think the median age demographic, I will probably be the youngest there by far, but I'm sharing a cabin with 3 other people, and it's on a lake, and 3 teachers come in one from Japan, one from New York, and one from Massachusetts.
Wow, that should be great.
I know, I've never done anything like it, so I'm excited to be up there and beat the humidity here.
Right.
Yeah. Were you somewhere? Were you in Florida?
Back from Spain.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. How long were you there for?
Huh?
How long was the trip?
10 days.
Wow. All over or stayed in one spot?
We were in Madrid, Barcelona, and Madrid.
Mm.
We ended up at the seashore in Mallorca.
Had you guys been there before?
Never to Spain now.
And good?
Oh,
Would go back? Good food? Wow. Was it a guided tour or did you
Well,
guys
we
pick?
made our own.
Okay.
We were like 7 of us.
Oh, nice.
My daughter and her kid.
Nice.
And we were with someone, and we had pickups and deliveries from trains.
Perfect.
So from the airport.
Yeah.
So it was good. In Madrid and Barcelona, we had like a half morning guided tour. Just overall,
Yes.
just so you get the feel.
I love that. Yeah.
And we do the rest ourselves.
It's nice to have a little structure and get oriented
Right.
and then have free
That's
time.
That's what we like
That's
to do. We
perfect.
did that when we went to Italy.
Oh my God. What a dream.
I know.
Any favorite? Were there out of the 3
I
favorite?
loved- Well, Mallorca is a resort.
Yeah.
So it's beachy,
Yeah. Was it
I
cold?
loved
Was the water cold? Kind of
cold
like
for
here?
me.
Yeah.
The kids went in.
Yeah.
I loved Madrid.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I've only ever been to Barcelona. When I was growing up, my dad had a lot of conferences in Europe, and we had so many frequent flyer miles going back and forth from India. So he had one big conference in Barcelona, and my mom and I tacked on with him.
Yeah, Barcelona was nice. I like Barcelona.
Yeah.
Like Madrid.
Yeah, and I was saying that everyone who we were talking, I mean, this was maybe in 2008, so it was a while ago, but everyone in Barcelona was like, you gotta go to Madrid, you have to make it there. And I was like, one day, just not this
Great.
time.
It was great.
Wow.
And now I'm going to, all of a sudden, my sister Marie said, I'm going to visit Cameron in Florida in July. I said,
Okay.
I might as well go.
Yes, perfect.
And then I got my other sister to come. So it's the first time the 4 girls are going to be together on vacation in like
So long.
so.
Oh my God.
It's usually the 3 of us and not Marie, but this time Marie's going to be with us.
A dream.
Yeah, and then what am I doing? Oh, then we're going to Mexico
Oh, right. In August.
in August.
A good summer.
Yeah. And that I'm planning a trip for our friends. Hopefully it's going to plan out for we're going to go to Quebec, Montreal.
Oh, perfect. Great to get that weather up there.
So we'll see if that pans out.
Oh, friend. So nice.
So I'm busy.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. Missed you the past couple weeks. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. We'll start in a moment. If you need any props, we'll use all of them today. 2 blocks that are here. There's straps, there's therapy balls, and we'll do a few things with our knees down on the mat. So if you'd like a blanket for some any extra padding, you can find that. Has it cooled off, Carrie? Dropping? Can always get colder. Great to be with you. Everyone here I recognize, or maybe have seen in passing or in class, but if we haven't yet, I'm Anisha, and Kashika is here with us. I'll be practicing from the mat, she'll be walking around, so interrupt us, call us over for any support, prop-related, yoga-related. I'm happy to help you out. Any requests this afternoon? I have an agenda of where we're going, some balancing poses, some backward bends. But any special Monday afternoon needs after the weekend? We love to see it. I was telling Fran, we finished our 10-month teacher training program yesterday where the cohort taught their co-created sequences to each other, and it was the first time that it was open to the public, so all friends and family could come. And for those that are practicing and teaching the training, they take everyone's class. So they had the course of 10 hours of classes from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Adriana and I are seated right there on the computer taking notes the entire time. So I woke up this morning and put my feet on the floor and my legs just crumpled from underneath me. So this is a semi-self-serving practice to get into the hips, to get into the chest, and all other regions. But if there are any other requests or needs that you have that come up throughout class, modify, spectate, hydrate, let me know. We can weave them in as we start to move about. But I'm really happy you're here. Can we start lying on our backs today, please? If you could come to lie on your back with your head facing the front of the room, feet facing the back of the room. Have your strap within a grabbable distance. You can unravel it from its rubber band and just place it off to the side so you can reach it with some ease. And as you find your way onto your back, begin in any way, shape, or form, meaning you might be more in that traditional Shavasana shape with your arms and legs out long. If you're experiencing any tenderness in your low back or your hips, you might bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as your mat, and knock your knees into one another so that the weight of your legs can really support the other. But as you let your eyes close or soften to a point, begin to listen for the sound of your breath. When we close our eyes, it's a moment to see yourself more clearly than before. To temporarily tune out that external stimuli and to draw your sensation and your awareness more inward. So as you feel that natural rhythm of your own breath, can you let each breath softly dissolve the morning that was? Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you continue to let your breath deepen, let your next inhale move from your nose down into your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale, offer the breath out through every direction of your being, from front to back, side to side, and top to bottom. Take a few more of those breaths just on your own. Let your breath move in, down to the back of your body and wide. And as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, can you soften into the lap of the earth? We'll begin our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So when you find your next inhale, let it fill you up completely. And exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for even a moment. Take notice of that difference that comes when you listen for and truly remember your breath. And now keeping that attention inward as best as you can. Slowly blink your eyes open if they're not already. And let's all meet with your knees bent, feet on the floor, as you give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or chest. Start with some small circles in your right foot and your right ankle. Can you spread the toes a drop wider and point the toes? Feel all 4 corners and the arches of your feet. And now the next time that right ankle comes back through center, locate your strap and bring your strap around the ball or the sole of your right foot. Give yourself enough slack on the strap so that your elbows and your triceps can touch the floor on either side of your body. And now begin to straighten your right leg towards the ceiling as you flex through the right foot. We'll be spending time this afternoon balancing on both and one leg. And so it's a moment here to start lying on your back to feel all of those points of view touching the earth. As you continue to press that right foot up into your strap, shrug your shoulders to your ears and snuggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Really let your upper back and shoulder blades soften to the ground. A deep breath in. And a longer exhale out. Can you release the gripping sensation of your fingers around the strap? Now bring both edges of the strap into just your right hand. Keep your left hand on your left hip or the top of your left thigh. And 1 inch at a time, begin to move the right leg to the right. It might hover high up off the floor. It might come up onto a block or touch the ground. But as that right leg reaches to the right, can you anchor your left butt cheek to the floor? Press your left foot into the ground and let your left shoulder blade get heavy into the earth. A big breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now on your next inhale, use your right hand to draw the right leg all the way back up. Bend your right knee, slip your strap out from the foot, and as you drape your strap across your belly or off to the side, give your left leg a hug in towards your chest. Begin with those circles in one or the other direction. See if you can spread the left toes as wide as you can, point the toes, and feel the corners of your feet, the arches of your feet, and the whole landscape that lives in the sole of your foot. A big breath in and a deeper breath out. Now as that left ankle comes back through the middle, find your strap once again. Bring it underneath the ball or the arch of that left foot. And as you straighten your left leg towards the sky, bend your elbows so that your elbows and your triceps can really touch the floor so that as much of your upper back can be on the ground as possible. As you shrug both shoulders towards your ears, snuggle the shoulder blades towards each other. And can you breathe into all of those points touching the floor beneath you, parts of your hips, parts of your upper back, and parts of the back of your head. A longer breath in, and a steadier breath out. Let the gripping of your fingers soften around the strap as you let the back of your head get heavy to the floor. Now bring both edges of the strap into just your left hand. Bring your right hand to your right hip or your right thigh. Use it as a paperweight. And then 1 inch at a time, begin to move the left leg over to the left. Only go as much as you need to, as much as you can keep the right foot planted, the right tush heavy, and the right shoulder blade heavy on the ground. And as you take a full breath in through the nose, stay for your exhale. Can you let the back of your head soften into the ground? On your next inhale, draw the left leg all the way back up. Bend your knee, slip the foot out from the strap, and this time give both of your legs a hug in towards your chest or in towards your belly. Maybe it's stillness or some small circles you make from side to side, but take a full breath in through the nose, and on your exhale, offer all of that breath out. Now the next place we meet is in tabletop. However you'd like to come off of your back. You can roll forward and back or over onto one side as you make your way to all fours facing the front of the room. Those blocks might frame out the front corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we move about. And in your tabletop, bring your hands as wide as your mat. Spread those fingers, and with your knees under your hips, curl your toes under. Feel the arches of your feet. Now begin to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath more than my voice. Let's take 4 cycles of breath on your own, moving in ways that really harmonize your breath and body together. You might stay more in the rounded or arched shape for a few extra breaths. Perhaps you move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels, and then shoulders forward of the wrists. But take one more deep breath in through the nose, And a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. As you find your way back to table, come to that neutral spine. Walk your hands forward of your shoulders. Let them stay as wide as your mat. With your knees behind your hips, curl your toes and take it up and back to downward facing dog. In your down dog, you might stay still. You might pedal your heels one at a time. You might bend and straighten your knees simultaneously. But take a deep breath in through the nose, fill your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale, push your palms down and forward to lift your hips up and back towards the wall behind you. At the bottom of your exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to walk it into your forward fold. You might bring your hands up onto those blocks out in front of your feet so the floor can really meet you where you are. Perhaps you widen your feet or soften your knees, all in service of giving your low back some extra room. But take a deep breath in through the nose and a long breath out as you fold and bow in towards yourself. Climb your hands up onto your hips, stand down through your feet, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands. With your feet right under those hips, on an inhale, reach your arms forward and up to get tall. And on your exhale, hinge from your hips to fold over your legs. Wait for your inhale to lengthen halfway, hands to blocks or shins, as you grow longer through your spine. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step your feet back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. You might have your knees down on your mat or lifted, but as you feel your legs behind you in space, hug your legs energetically towards each other as if they could become one pillar. Now hug your palms towards each other. Feel those forearms engage. Can you slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest? A deep breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Let those hands be wide. On your inhale, rise for baby cobra or cobra as you lift up through the heart. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other. And on your exhale, take it back to down dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 steady breaths. Regardless of how and where the body moves in this practice, it's first and foremost an offering to that breath itself. So anywhere you find yourself, table, down dog, or Anahastasana puppy, can you take a deeper breath in through your nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth? When you find your next exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward towards the top of your mat, your standing forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow long through your spine, and exhale to fold, bowing in. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms up to the sky, get a drop taller than you've been, and as you exhale, let those hands come down by your sides. Arms forward and up. As you exhale, fold, bowing in. This time, keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Spin your left heel down to the ground, and for this hybrid pose called down dog lunge, walk your hands to the top left corner of your mat, even off of your mat onto the floorboards. Think like from your hips up, you're in downward facing dog. So your hands might be on the ground, they might be up on blocks. From your hips down, you're in warrior 2. So as you press your palms down and forward towards the long edge of your mat, can you lift your hips up and back away from your fingertips? Take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into your right thigh as you guide your right knee open towards your pinky toes, away from the armpit. On your next inhale, walk it all the way back. Bring your hands to frame out that front foot. All the hops you need for your left foot to meet your right. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. For the second side, keep your left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel all the way to the ground. And as you keep your left knee and toes pointing to the front of the room, walk your hands to the right top corner of your mat. Can you bring your hands forward of your shoulders, wider than your shoulders? And now use those hands, push them down and away from you to feel your butt lift up and back towards the long side of your mat itself. A deep breath in through your nose. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into that front thigh as you guide your left knee away from your left armpit. Now on your next inhale, walk your hands back, frame out your left foot, step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels to notice what it is you feel. From your down dog, walk your hands to come as wide as your mat. Inhale through to plank pose. Hug the legs towards each other, hug the arms towards each other. And as you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your inhale to rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Think shoulder blades together on your upper back. And exhale to bring it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. Wait for your inhale to come up to rise for a high lunge as you reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. That's it. Walk the right foot an inch or two over to the right so your feet are less on a tightrope. And now as you lift your left heel, knee, and thigh high, can you look away from the ground? Bring your right hand onto your right hip. Reach up through the left fingertips, a big breath in. And on your exhale, a slow side bend over to the right. Breathe here into the left side of your body. You might keep your right hand on your hip for more steadiness. If you want to explore some balance, maybe your right hand grabs the left wrist. But can you slide the ribs towards the back of the room? Slide your throat back to lift your chin. And now bend one more inch into that front thigh. On your inhale, bring your torso back through center. Hands tap the earth. Take it back to downward facing dog. Few more times together. On your inhale, come forward to plank pose. Wait for the breath. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Slow, steady breath in to rise, Bhujangasana, shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale to lift the left leg up and back. Step your left foot forward to catch your lunge. Ride your inhale to come up to rise for a high lunge on the second side. Walk the left foot as much as you need to the left. And now the steadiness from this pose is coming from that leg unseen. Lift your back heel, knee, and thigh high, and try and look away from the earth. Now start with your left hand on your left hip. Grow tall through the right fingertips. And as you exhale, tip up and over to the left, over that left thigh. Stay here if you did so on side one. If you want to have the left hand grab the right wrist, feel free to do so, but think ribs back. Slide the throat back. And as you bend into that front thigh, tip up and over to the left. On your inhale, bring it back up through center. Tap the earth, take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels to notice what a difference you feel. On your next inhale, forward to plank pose. And as you exhale, lower all down to your belly. Just locate your strap, have it within a grabbable distance. We'll use it in a moment. For 2 rounds of locust pose, Shalabhasana. This first one, reach your arms alongside of you and flip those palms down to face the floor. Now, like you did in plank, without actually moving your legs, can you hug your inner towards each other? On your inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the earth, and exhale to lift the legs up and away from the ground. As you lift, try to close or soften your eyes and really listen for the depth of your breath. Each time you inhale, think inner thighs together, inseams of your pants towards the ceiling, and now think shoulder blades towards each other as you lift your palms a centimeter more. A big breath in. Try to stay for the exhale, and then slowly release to lower. You can make a pillow with your palms. You might rest on your cheek. You might rest on your forehead. But let the breath pour its way through you. We started lying on our backs a while ago, breathing into the back of your body. As you lay here on your belly, can you breathe more into the front of your being? Now keeping that connection to your breath, You can do exactly what you just did with the arms unbound. This will give you lots more space in the chest. Or if your strap is within a grabbable distance, you might grab your strap and hold it between your hands at the lowest part of your back. You might start with the strap hip width apart. Maybe your hands are a little closer. But before we lift, same thing. Hug the inner thighs towards each other. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other. Now on your inhale, lift your head. Lift your chest, float your arms up off of the floor or your butt. And as you exhale, lift your legs up and away from the ground. Let your eyes soften or close for Baddha Shalabhasana or unbound. But with each inhale, think inner thighs together, inseams of your pants towards the sky. And now if you're holding the strap, try to tug your strap apart. Think shoulder blades together and lift your arms 1 more inch. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Ditch the strap, rest on the other side of your cheek, on your other palm, and feel that breath pour its way through you. A breath into that belly might widen and broaden the lowest part of your back. A breath into your belly and then up into your chest might let the whole back of your body expand and find more space. Now keeping that 3-dimensional breath, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up to all fours into your tabletop position. Take a few moments on the knees, so feel free to sip some water. I like to have a blanket underneath my knees for extra padding. You might also have your blocks handy as we come in for a few moments on the knees in these thigh stretches. So once you're hydrated, once you're set up with any and all props, come onto all fours and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand to come into this lizard lunge. Walk your left knee back so it's behind your left hip. And now come high up onto your fingertips or high up onto blocks underneath your hands. Hug your legs together. Pull the right heel back, the left thigh forward. And now bend your back knee to lift your left toes up off the floor. Breathe right here as you lift your chest. Or your right hand might stay down as your left hand reaches around for the left foot. You might lasso a strap, you might grab the leg of your pants. But as you grab a hold somewhere onto the foot, look down at your belly, and now try and send the thighs back towards that left heel. Slide the ribs back, see if that changes any sensation in the left thigh. Now as you look away from the earth to lift your chest, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend 1 more inch into that front leg. Your next inhale, with care, release the hold of that back foot. Step it back to tabletop, and a breath or 2 in all fours to see the difference. Now from your tabletop, second side, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand for this lizard lunge. Walk the right knee back as much as needed so it's behind your hip. And as you press into your support, look away from the ground, hug your legs together. Bend your back knee to lift the right toes up, a breath. You might reach your right hand around for the top of the right foot. Oh. Yeesh. A breath in through the nose and a longer breath out. Try to lift up through the heart, lift your gaze, and maybe that left thigh gets heavier towards the earth. Now on your next inhale, with care, release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms, take it back to tabletop, and a breath or 2 in stillness, a breath or 2 in cat and cow, to really notice what it is you see and feel. Good. So as you make your way back to all fours, another moment on the knees. We started lying on our backs a while ago. This time we'll take this variation on the knees, and the next variation will come up standing. So as you come to all fours, one more time, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. This time, as you swing your left heel to the left, on your inhale, rise for this version of Florier 2, as Adriana so affectionately calls it. It's like Warrior 2, but your back knee is down on the ground. Good. As your chest and torso turns open to the left, the long edge of your mat, lift up through your chest. Yeah, swing the back heel towards me. There you go. And now reach out through the fingertips, look away from the ground, and bend into that right thigh as you guide your right knee open. I don't have a punny name for this version of triangle, but press the right leg straight, grow tall through the fingertips, and now hinge from your hips. Bring your right hand to your block or to the floor on the outside of that right leg. Some folks like to keep the whole right foot on the ground. You might also flex your right foot to lift your right toes to the sky. But think shoulders back, slide the ears back to lean back against yourself. A bigger breath in. Now as you exhale, begin to sweep that left arm forward towards the front of the room for a big side stretch. Think hips towards the back of your mat, left fingertips to the front of the room, and then slide the throat and the ears back to lean back. Good. On your next inhale, look down to the ground. Lower both hands to the earth, bend your right knee, and step it back to tabletop onto all fours. Floor angle, triangle, Florier to triangle. It's called gate pose in Sanskrit, but I was trying to come up with something different. Okay, for the other side, bring your left foot in between your hands. Swing your right heel to the left, and as you inhale, rise for warrior two with the back knee down. Good. Check to see that the left knee and toes are pointing to the front of the room. And now as you give the legs a hug, imagine like you could pull your right knee forward and your left foot back. Lift your chest away from the ground, reach out through the fingertips, and bend into that front thigh. A big breath in, and a deeper breath out. Now press that left leg straight, grow tall through the fingertips, and as you exhale, hinge. Bring your left hand to your block or to the floor on the outside of that left foot. You might keep the left toes fully on the ground. You might flex the left foot to lift the left toes to face the sky. But as you hug the legs in towards each other, think ribs back, slide the shoulders and the ears back to lean back. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now on your next inhale, look down. Begin to sweep that right arm forward towards the front of the room, a side stretch. Can you reach out through the right fingertips, press into the left hand, and let that turn your belly and chest open to the ceiling. A big breath in. One more exhale. And on your inhale, unwind. Bend your left knee, plant your palms, take it back to tabletop. And after a few breaths in table, we meet back again in downward facing dog as you lift your hips to the sky. Pedal your heels, notice what you feel. Now on your next inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel to the ground, and on your inhale, rise for Virabhadrasana 2. That's it. As you reach your arms out to a T, take a breath. Hug the legs together, look away from the ground. Stay for your exhale and bend into that front thigh. Now press the right leg straight. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring your right hand to your block or to the ground on the outside of that right leg for Trikonasana. Tiny bend in the knees, especially if you know if they lock. And now hug your legs towards one another from side to side. Think shoulders back, slide the ears back to lean back against yourself. We add on, look to the ground. Bring your left hand to your left hip. For half moon, begin to heel toe that left foot forward towards the front of your mat. Walk your right hand with or without the block forward of your right foot and slightly off to the right. Now as you lift your left leg up off the ground, flex your left foot, try to straighten your left leg. Reach back through your left heel and slide the heart and the chest forward. Stay right here. Maybe the left hand stays, maybe you reach your left arm up to the sky. Or for Ardha Chandra Chapasana, bend your left knee, kick your left heel towards your left tush. And then perhaps your left hand begins to reach around for the left foot. Press your left thigh forward towards the long edge of your mat. Press your foot back into your left hand and let that turn your belly, your chest open to the left. A deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale. And on your inhale, grow long through your limbs. Bend your right knee. Step back through the left foot. Plant your palms and take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, walk your hands to come as wide as your mat. And now pivot both of your heels over to the right and turn your toes to the left. Step your left foot halfway in between your mat. And as you press into your feet, turn your chest open to the left as you climb your left hand to your left thigh for this version of supported side plank. Good, your hand can stay on your hip. You might reach the left arm up to the ceiling. You might sweep your left arm forward as if you could touch the floorboards in front of your mat. But a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Can you turn your chest open to the sky? Whee! On your inhale, unwind. Plant your left palm. Step back through the left foot to take it back to downward facing dog. Whew. Stay right here and breathe. You might lower your knees to the ground and take a few breaths closer to gravity. Your breath might also take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But anywhere you so choose to go, staying still or moving, can you offer it to your breath? Slow down your next breath in and lengthen every drop of your exhale out. Good. There's zero rush. We have one more side to do. So when you find your breath, we meet in downward facing dog as you lift your left leg up and back to the sky. Step your left foot through to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel to the ground. Wait for your inhale to rise, Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Good, inhale to hug the legs towards each other. Try to look away from the earth as you reach out through the fingertips. Bend into that front thigh. On your inhale, straighten your left leg, grow tall through the fingertips. And for Trikonasana, bring your left hand to your block or to the earth outside of that front leg. When you hug your legs towards each other energetically, not only does it help unlock the knees, but it helps steady the ground beneath you to engage those inner thighs. And now slide the ribs back, the shoulder blades together, and the throat back to lean against yourself. As you bring your left hand to, or your right hand to your right hip, look to the ground. Ardha Chandrasana, heel toe that right foot towards the front of your mat. And as you walk your left hand forward and slightly off to the left, you might even be on your floorboards to lift the right leg up off the ground. Try to flex your right foot, straighten your right leg, and as you press out through the right heel, reach your chest long towards the front of the room. Stay here with your breath. Completely optional to bend your right knee and reach your right hand back for the top of your right foot. Press your right thigh forward towards the brick wall. And as you press your right foot back into your hand, let that resistance turn your chest and your belly open to the right. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And on your inhale, grow long through the right leg, through the right fingertips. Bend your left knee to step it back to lunge. Plant your palms for downward facing dog. Feel gravity beneath you. And in your down dog, as you walk your hands to come as wide as your mat, pivot your heels to the left, turn your toes to the right, and now step your right foot halfway in the middle of your mat like a kickstand. As you push down through your feet, lift your butt high and climb your right hand to your right hip to turn your chest open to the right. Stay here. Maybe the right arm reaches to the ceiling. Maybe you sweep your right fingertips forward towards the front of the room, but a bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale. Can you turn your heart, your chest, your gaze open to the right? On your next inhale, unwind, lower the right hand, step back through the right foot to take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side, a breath or two to notice what you feel. And now from your down dog, stay here with your breath. Lower your knees down. Move through your linking vinyasa, but offer it to each breath, in and out coming through you. In through your nose, and out through your nose or mouth. Okay. As you find your way with your breath, we'll all meet in tabletop. You can sit back onto your heels, shake out anything that needs to get shaken, and sip some water. Yeah? How many side-facing poses can we do? We started on our back, then on the knees, and now coming up to stand. There's one more before we start to do some twists for counter poses. So we've built ourselves up to see working towards Vashisthasana, the side plank pose. And so I think I've said some of this before in class, but the pose in Sanskrit that's called Vashisthasana, which over the years, the English translation has come to side plank pose. And when I think of side plank, I think of Larry's incredibly aligned side plank, where shoulder is over the wrists, the hips are in line, and you're more in a diagonal. Vashisthasana actually translates, it's named after one of the great sages of yoga, Sage Vashistha, who is kind of a cunning and devious little creature in his stories. There's another day for that story. But Vashisthasana is more of that arced shape. So if you're thinking side crescent this way, if you're thinking those high lunges this way, Vashisthasana is booty way high and your chest, or your wrist is forward of the chest. Does that make sense? So you're thinking, how high can you lift your hips to create space through the chest? So we'll move towards this in a moment. And I'd like to show you the progressions before we start. We've done the kickstand version where your foot comes forward. And I find when this foot comes forward, it gives me a big sensation in this outer hip. So it's a great place to be and stay in, because not only are there 3 points of contact on the ground, but you get to feel this huge opening through that outer right hip while you turn your chest open to the sky. So this is going to be stage 1 that we did already. The next stage is maybe using your strap, like we did when we were lying down, is coming through here. And now the action is the higher you lift your bottom leg. It's all about this bottom leg lifting. The higher I lift this bottom leg, the lighter this leg might start to feel. Yeah? The tendency is my body, gravity wants to take me down. This bottom hip wants to lower, the shoulder wants to move forward. I'm trying to press so high that the higher my hips lift, this leg gets lighter. And then completely optional, trying to do witchcraft to call it over to me, completely optional, like you did lying down, you might bring your strap around the foot, maybe you reach it forward first, and then begin to open it up towards the ceiling. You see how this is this? We did this first. This is also this, but just very, very different. So the actions are the same, meaning I'm trying to hug my arm and leg towards each other, this arm and this leg, so that the leg that's moving has a little bit more stability to move throughout. Just once on each side, and then we lie down. Remember, there's the option always of being here. You'll find the same benefits in this pose with a lot more stability. But we'll try it once on the right and once on the left, with or without the strap, completely up to you. If you are using the strap, bring it to the right side of your mat, just to have it close to look at and see. And we'll all come to downward facing dog, please, as you lift your hips to the ceiling. Good. In your down dog, take a breath in through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Now this time, look at your left hand. Bring your left hand as wide as the left side of your mat. And in fact, turn your left thumb so it faces more to the front of the room. This will alleviate pressure on the wrist. Now pivot both of your heels to the left. Turn your toes to the right. And let's all start as you step your right foot halfway forward between your hands like you did before. Lift your butt high. Bring your right hand to your hip. And turn your chest open to the right. Breathing steady and full here. Only if it feels appropriate and you're interested, look down at your strap. Let your right hand grab your strap And now lift your butt higher to float the right foot up off the ground. Maybe you loop your right foot into said strap. Straighten your right foot forward towards the brick wall. And then as you press through your hands, press through your feet, lift your butt up. Maybe the right leg reaches to the sky. A breath. Woohoo! And then when you do not want to do it anymore, look down, lower your hands, lower the foot, and step it back to downward facing dog. Yay! I heard the breath in there. Even if it was me hyperventilating in the front, the breath was moving through. Any questions, or knock out the other side? You know, I can make long, penetrative eye contact for as long as possible until I see a question emerge. So if there are any questions, let me know. If not, we'll try last side. So from your down dog, a big breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath go. Look at your right, bring your strap to the left side of your mat if you haven't already. And now with your right hand as wide as the right side of your mat, turn your right thumb to face more to the front of the room. Claw the right fingertips, heels to the right, toes to the left. Step your top foot halfway to the middle of your mat. Now push through the floor, lift your booty. Good. As you lift your hips, turn your chest to the left and let your left hand come anywhere it anchors you. If you want to explore, look at your strap, say hello. Maybe touch the strap. Maybe your left hand loops around the strap as you lift your hips higher. Lift the right hip high, 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 high. And then maybe you straighten your left leg forward towards the flat wall. Maybe as you press through your hands and feet, that left leg reaches to the sky. Nice. A breath. Stay for the exhale. And then when you want to come out, look down. Lower the foot. Downward facing dog. To table, to a linking vinyasa, to staying in stillness, to just remembering the fluency of your breath. In through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Whew. From your downward facing dog, let's all meet in tabletop. From your table, do come to a moment in child's pose or puppy pose. Let your knees be wide. Let your hips get heavy towards your heels. You might bring your head onto a block or onto your palms as you soften in towards yourself. Can you feel the steadiness of the ground beneath you? A deeper breath in and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. On your next inhalation, press yourself up through to table. Come to all fours and come to sit on your tush. So bring your butt on the ground, swing your legs out in front of you, and take a seat. We'll take a seated twist before we come to lay on our back. So as you come to take a seat, extend your legs out long in front of you and give yourself a little moment to check in. When you bring your hands to your low back, if it feels like you're leaning back or your hands are rounding into your low back, find your blanket, create a perch for yourself so you can sit up onto the edge of lift and lengthen the lowest parts of your back. Now with your hands on either side of you, bend your right knee, bring your right foot to the ground, and cross your right foot over your left thigh. See if you can anchor your right butt cheek to your support. Bring your right toes down onto the ground. And now up to you. You might stay with that left leg long as you grow tall through the chest. Completely optional to bend your left knee and draw your left heel towards your right tush. But in any variation you're in with your legs, bring your right hand behind you. Take a big breath in to reach your left arm up. And as you exhale, bend your left elbow, cross it over the right thigh as you turn your belly and chest to the right. Ardha Matsyendrasana. As you soften or close your eyes, can you slide the shoulder blades together and slide your ears back so your head is stacked over your heart. Take a full breath in through your nose. Stay for your exhale, hug that. And maybe your gaze begins to turn over that right shoulder as if your left eyeball could look over your right shoulder blade. On your next inhalation, unwind, come back through center. Bend both knees, bring them down onto the ground. A few moments to windshield wiper your knees from side to side to notice what you feel in your low back. And now the next time your knees come through center, extend your legs long. Hands come behind you to lift up through the chest. Bend your left knee, cross your left foot over your right thigh. Maybe the right leg stays straight like it did on side one. You might bend your right knee and draw your right heel towards your left tush. But with your left hand behind you, take a big breath in, reach up through the right arm. And as you exhale, bend your right elbow to turn your belly and chest over to the left. That's it. Anchor the left butt cheek towards the ground. See if you can press the left big toe side edge of your foot into the floor. And now as you slide the throat and the ears back, let your head be over your heart. A full breath in. Stay for your exhale. Let the belly spin from right to left. Good. Stay exactly as you are. Or you might add the twist in the upper back and neck as you turn your gaze over your left back shoulder, as if your right eyeball could look over the left shoulder blade. On your next inhalation, unwind, come back through center. Bend both knees, bring them down onto the floor. A moment in reverse table before we lie down. So with your feet on the ground, bring your hands behind your tush. I like to have my thumbs facing forward for more space in the chest. You might have your fingers forward, but keep your butt heavy. Scooch your hips towards your heels. And now keep your butt on the ground as you push through your arms to lift your chest. You can stay here the whole time. Or to add more weight in the wrists, you might lift your hips to the sky. Feel free to look at the knees, or without cricking the neck, slide the sides of the throat back to look up to the sky. But push down and forward through your feet to lift your hips. Push your palms down and apart to lift your heart. A big breath in. And on your exhale, lower your butt all the way to the ground. Do a turn, come to lie on your back so that your head once again is up towards the front of the room. Feet are to the back of the room. Have your therapy balls within a grabbable distance. I'll bring you some if you'd like to use them. If you need any, feel free to wiggle a hand or a foot and can definitely bring you a pair. Molly, was that a wiggle or that was just an okay? Mm-hmm. Once you come to lay onto your back, bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as your mat, and knock your knees into one another so that the weight of your legs supports the other. Let your hands come onto your belly. Let your hands maybe come onto your chest. And now take a full breath into your palms as you open your mouth to let that breath go. Take another breath. Let your belly and the back of your chest broaden and widen. And open your mouth to let that breath go. Now I'll talk you through a few moments of therapy ball work in the upper back. Some options. You're more than welcome to set up early for rest. We'll meet you there momentarily. Or if there's any other region that you know that you prefer, you can take this time to work at your own pace. But for those doing therapy balls in the upper back, you can take them out of their tote or keep them in. But holding on to them, lift your head and your shoulders up off the floor and pop those therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the top tips of your shoulder blades themselves. That's it. Once you find a place you can breathe in and be curious about, your head might come down onto the ground. Or if you'd like to alleviate pressure, you might bring your head up onto a block at its lowest height. But as your arms fall anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you, close your eyes and take a breath. Can I help you out for a sec? And now come on down. How's that? Mm-hmm. Take a big breath in through your nose and open your mouth to let that breath go. Can you let every exhale that you take, let your body get heavier into the floor? And the heavier your body becomes, the more the therapy balls nestle into the fibers of your upper back. For another place here, as you bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor. Push through your legs with just enough effort to roll your body a few inches to the front of the room, so those therapy balls come down your back to the middle tips of your shoulder blades, slightly lower and somewhere different. A big breath in, and open your mouth to let that breath go. Can you let the jaw soften? Let your tongue release away from your upper palate. Now one more region with your knees bent, feet against the ground. Press through your legs to roll your body north, so those therapy balls come south to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, somewhere in the upper back, slightly lower than before. You might keep your hands exactly where they are, or perhaps you reach your arms slowly towards the ceiling with your palms and fingertips heavy. And you might give yourself an embrace as your hands reach for the therapy balls behind your back. Perhaps you lean from one side to the other or stay still. If you are giving yourself that hug, switch which elbow is on top. And can you let the fingertips and the palms soften around yourself? And now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And a few ways to exit. You can either roll over onto one side to push the therapy balls out of the way, or you can scooch your hips towards your heels until the therapy balls come up from the tops of your shoulders. But however they exit, let them fully exit off to the side as you drape your upper body onto the earth. The next place we'll meet is in your pose of rest. So give yourself a moment or two to add any layers or any props to support you. You might let your hair down. You might set glasses safely off to the side. But know as you set up for rest, you can change or shift or alter your pose at any given moment. But take this time to call yourself back to the fluency of your breath. Let each gentle breath dissolve the entire practice that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes space for what has yet to come. So let these rounds of your breath, let your body get heavier against the earth. And the heavier you continue to become, the more spacious you may just start to feel. begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Or just being mindful of any props or neighbors around you. Perhaps your arms reach long away from your legs, or you draw your knees in towards your own chest. But when the time comes, we all meet with the knees bent, one or both of your arms overhead, as you roll over to any side of your choosing. You can press down into the floor to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. And as you take a deep breath in and down, let it fill you up. Let your exhale offer itself up and out in every direction. We'll finish our time together with one more of those breaths. You can place your hands to center where that may feel for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your own head in a gesture of such sweet and sincere self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to one another who practiced right alongside with you. And Kaushika and I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Drink water, stay warm, stay cool, unclear. I'll see you soon. If there are props or things you use from the studio, there are a bucket of wipes here to give them a pass down with. They always get wiped after, but 'tis the season of wipe downs. Always helpful. And while you're de-setting up, I didn't realize that I was doing so much stuff in June. You know when you say yes to something in February and then all of a sudden it's happening at once? So I have a bunch of things coming up, which include Monday nights. I'm offering my pose breakdown to breakthrough series. We had our first one last Monday for inversions and back bends. Tonight's will be hip openers and arm balances. All the requests, it's a very playful workshop style class. My dad has been coming to each one of them, and by each one I mean one. And he just slept the whole time. So you can really be anything that you want to be. This Saturday, I'll be starting the free classes at the Art Museum in the Sculpture Garden from 9 to 10. It's BYO Mat. And afterwards, Siobhan, who's running the programming, you get a discount to the Art Museum for the day, so you can make a whole day of it. Next Wednesday, my dad and I are doing yoga and tabla on the 57th floor of the Four Seasons. I believe there's 4 spots left. He'll be playing live tabla, I'll be teaching. And each Wednesday, Three Queens is doing a series there with a whole bunch of different guests. And then the last thing that I can think of, I'm so sorry, is on the 21st, next Saturday, Kale and I are doing yoga and cello here. So for the solstice, the longest day of the year, Kale will be playing cello. I'll teach a gentle full spectrum class. And it's going to be a dream. It's a lot. And then in July, I go to hibernate. And in August, I go to hibernate quietly with my dog. I mean, I'll be here, but I will not be doing workshops. I know.